What should you be doing to initiate some self-improvement? Because the nature of learning changes once you understand the basics. Okay. And you will understand the basics of this business in 15 days to 20 days. Okay. But you don't understand the advance. You don't have the experience and wisdom. That can only be acquired by what? Doing the thing that we're trying to do, which is sell insurance, right? So the next level of learning that happens after you've learned the basics is through experience and then developing wisdom and understanding, right? And perhaps the best method to then acquire wisdom more faster, more quickly, is by doing and involving yourself in some purposeful, intentional feedback mechanisms. So there's several things you can do, but the most effective, I think, revolves around your own self-analysis and what went right, what went wrong, and then from that, identifying where the opportunities are to improve. And that all stems around, I believe, recording yourself in your presentation. This is something that I'm purposely harping on a little bit more than I have, because there's no tool more valuable, than listening to yourself and coming to conclusions on what to improve on just by listening. You don't even have to send me your tape of your recording. I don't have to listen to it. You do, though. You listening to yourself selling over the phone or in person, or prospecting over the phone and in person, and thinking about what you are hearing is the most valuable and important technique to more rapidly improve your capability and success in the business. I don't even need to give you any instructions. I'm so confident that just by recording and listening to it and thinking about what you're saying compared to how it is taught will give you the best feedback mechanism that's available. The next level to that, equivalently, is taking said recording and letting me go at it for a while and self-critiquing or critiquing it for you. That can be helpful, especially if you've recorded yourself already and you're like still kind of lost as to why you're not getting results to the extent that you want. Okay. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, ain't nothing like listening to yourself. Yeah, it's a little cringy. You know, I hated listening to myself talk. Oh, it's terrible. Then I learned to love it because it gave me all sorts of realizations that I didn't get in the moment. When you're performing, you don't think constructively or critically about what you're doing. If you do, you lose that kind of reaction time, thinking on your feet and dealing with what's in front of you, right? You just can't do that. But if you review the tapes, just like every pro athlete does after the fact, and then constructively think about it, you're going to derive all sorts of wonderful conclusions of how you can improve. Okay. The good news, I'll tell you this, even if you're brand new getting started and you start recording yourself, there's probably 3 major things that you need to fix. That's what my experience has been. Nobody is so messed up that everything is wrong. Most of the time it sounds acceptable. And there's 3 major things that need to be fixed. And I'll even go so far as saying the major things that need to be fixed are going to be pre-qualifying. Okay. Fixing that. Maybe closing right, and then dealing with objections. That's like 80% of what needs to be worked on indefinitely for all of us, is asking good, in-depth questions, pre-qualifying clients, sticking to the script, building value in the product sequentially like we teach, and then dealing with the objections if there are any at the end. And the other side of that, I think that needs to be fixed. And if we do appointment setting is rebuttaling and then closing. That's the big thing on appointment setting. For telesales agents, it's getting through the first 30 to 60 seconds. If you can get through that, the rest of the call, you're going to probably be on it the whole time, but you've got to deal with the knee-jerk objections. You got to deal with the performance projection issue. Can't be boring. You got to be right on the spot with dealing with objections and pushback initially. It tends to be and that's why I spend a lot of time on these, because if we fix that stuff, the rest is pretty much okay. But either way, guys, that's kind of what I would address there with Tonk is like everybody here is evidence. Very few of you actually do any of this, but it's the most effective thing to improve rapidly. So why wouldn't you?